The college dream, or the debt nightmare? For decades, society has sold us a simple formula for success. Go to college, get a degree, land a high-paying job, live comfortably ever after. But what if this formula isn't designed to make you rich? What if it's actually designed to keep you trapped, working for decades just to pay off debt? Let's break down the hidden cost of an expensive education and explore why chasing the American dream through higher education might be more like stepping into quicksand than climbing a ladder. Degrees, a one-way ticket to limited options college, doesn't just cost money. It costs freedom. Most degrees push students from general knowledge into specialized skills, but instead of creating opportunities, this often creates a trap. A finance degree? You're expected to work in banking or investment. A law degree? You're locked into the legal industry. An engineering degree? You're boxed into corporate tech firms. Sounds great, until your industry changes, jobs dry up, or you get replaced by AI. Then what? Your education becomes a liability. Imagine Sarah, sitting in her cubicle at 35, staring blankly at spreadsheets while sipping stale coffee. She remembers the day she graduated with honors, clutching her psychology diploma like it was a golden ticket. But now, years later, she wonders if all those late-night study sessions were worth it. Do I even like my job? She thinks, scrolling through endless emails. Or am I just doing this because I have no other choice? What happens when companies aren't hiring? What happens when you're overqualified for entry-level work? Suddenly, the degree that was supposed to create more choices actually takes them away. Education servitude, the debt that owns you. Let's talk about the real price of a degree. Average cost of a 4-year degree, $60,000 private school tuition, could cost as much as a Ferrari. Grad school, another $50,000, and how do most students afford it? Debt. 56% of college seniors have 4 or more credit cards. 30% of their income goes to debt repayment. The average student loan debt at graduation? $35,000, $100,000 plus. How many 22-year-olds can afford to pay off 6 figures in debt? None. So what do? They take the first job they can find, not because they love it, not because it pays well, but because they have no choice. Take Mark, for example. He graduated with a marketing degree and $75,000 in loans. His dream was to travel the world, working remotely as a freelance writer. Instead, he found himself stuck in a soul-sucking office job, answering phones and filing reports. "I feel like I'm drowning," Mark confided to his best friend over beers one evening. "Every paycheck feels like it disappears before I even see it. Half goes to rent, another chunk to my loans, and then there's food, utilities, insurance." His friend nodded sympathetically. "Yeah, man, it's rough. But hey, at least you've got a stable job, right?" Mark forced a laugh. "Stable? Sure. If being chained to a desk counts as stability. That's education servitude. Instead of giving you freedom, your degree forces you into a job just to survive. The illusion of more income, but a degree helps you earn more. Does it? Let's compare 2 people. Person A takes on $80,000 in student loans, gets a degree, and starts earning $60,000 a year at 24. Person B skips college, works for themselves, and builds a small business earning $40,000 by 22. By the time Person A pays off their debt, 10-20 years later, Person B has already built financial freedom. And here's the kicker. That $60,000 salary, after taxes, student loan payments, and cost of living, there's little left. So did that degree really make them wealthier, or just more expensive to employ? Consider James, who dropped out of college to start an online business selling handmade crafts. At first, his friends laughed at him. "You'll regret not finishing school," they said. But by 25, James had turned his side hustle into a thriving e-commerce store. By 30, he owned multiple properties and invested in stocks. Meanwhile, his college-educated peers were still grinding away at entry-level jobs, trying to dig themselves out of debt. One night, during a reunion dinner, James leaned back in his chair and smirked. "So," he asked casually, "how's everyone liking their secure careers?" His friends exchanged awkward glances. One muttered something about promotions, another joked about retirement funds. But deep down, they knew James had something they didn't: control over his life. Examples: the college trap meet. Sarah. The $100,000 degree that led to a $40,000 job. Sarah went to a top university, got a psychology degree and graduated. With $100,000 in debt, she thought she'd land a six-figure job. Instead, the best she could find was a $40,000 a year entry-level position. Her student loan payments? $200 per month. By the time she covered rent, bills, and loans, she had nothing left. Now, at 35, she's still trapped in the same cycle, working to pay off a degree that never paid her back. Meet James, the dropout who became a millionaire. James skipped college and started an online business at 19. By 22, he was making $50,000 a year, less than his college friends, but with zero debt. By 30, he had built multiple income streams and was financially free. He didn't waste years paying off loans. He spent those years building wealth. So, what's the solution? If expensive degrees aren't the answer, what is? Learn skills that generate income: coding, sales, marketing, automation. Start a business or invest in assets. Build something that pays you, not just a job. Use alternative education. Online courses, apprenticeships, real-world experience. Because wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much control you have. And debt takes that control away. The real cost of college, the real cost of college isn't just tuition. It's the years of freedom you lose paying for it. Think about Rachel, who dreamed of becoming an artist. Her parents insisted she pursue a practical degree instead. 4 years and $80,000 later, she found herself miserable in a corporate job, painting only on weekends. "I traded my passion for security," she admitted to her sister one night. "But sometimes I wonder if I made the wrong choice." You don't have to follow the default path. You just have to decide: are you financing your future or financing your own chains?